Okay, so continuing with the writing questions, one of the other questions that I get asked most often is how long does it take to write a book? And the answer is it takes as long as it takes. I think quite often when people ask that question, what they're actually asking is, am I too slow? Is my writing pace, too slow? But the thing is, your writing pace is your writing pace. And you can't compare yourself to other people. I have friends who write 2 books a year, and I have friends who write 8 books a year, and I'm somewhere in the middle. And after over 10 years, as a writer, I know my natural pace, and I know what I can promise readers and deliver, and still be a happy, healthy writer. So don't compare yourself. Give yourself room to breathe and find out what your natural pace is. And once you find that out, there are things you can do that, to increase your output if that's what you really want. Part of it is just, getting more disciplined as you grow into being a writer. Part of it is learning skills. Like probably the drafts I write originally are cleaner than a lot of new writers' draft, just because over time I've learned a lot of editorial things like grammar and that type of things. So all of that will come, but you can also there's a ton of ideas out there about how to write faster if you want to. And one of the things that actually works for me is starting to work on 2 different projects at the same time. So I spend a few hours on one project, and then when I'm starting to get like I need a break, I spend a few hours on another project. And both those projects are at totally different stages. So one might be second draft edits, one might be writing the first draft. And they usually have to be 2 different genres, just because I need a mental break. And that actually has increased my output. So you can do things like that. You can learn skills as you go along that will help you. But the one thing, what I said at the start still applies. Don't push yourself to the point where you are comparing yourself to other people, because in the end, that will just hurt your writing, because you're just going to be so stressed out trying to compete with everyone that you won't actually be paying enough attention to your own work. So, yeah, just write where you can, and learn skills that help you. And be happy in your writing, because that is so important. I truly believe that. Writing for me is still my hobby, as well as my profession, and I find so much joy in it. And I think for a long-term career, you really have to find joy in what you do. So, okay, I hope that was helpful.